baby. I'm 50 years old. Roll up in my IG, sipping on Cristal.
But you could be my mommy, cause I know you a hoe. Mr. Sword Tramp Stamp when you're 30 years old.
My little green pants, give it $4.
Polka time, polka time, polka time, polka time.
Got you, bitch.
Hi, Rob.
Hey, what's up, Sith Shady?
So yeah, we messed around with AI dumb shit and wanted to see what it was all about. Wanted to see what was happening, and it was that. That's what happened.
Yeah. Look out, he's out of job soon.
No, not at all. Still the same amount of work. It's really not like that easy. Not right now, anyway.
Well, in T-shirts, the analogy would be when you get handed a style guide, they think, "Oh, you just plop an image on a shirt and you're done, right? We don't need you people." And then you're like, "Yeah, everyone does that." So you have to fucking manipulate the shit out of those things to get anything. You know, I could have just made the shirt from scratch. Is basically what it always comes down to. You know,
right?
So get some graphic designer who spends 3 weeks looking for the perfect fonts when you could have just drawn it. You know? Like.
Cryptic HD quality has pretty much had the runtimes like nearly exact. You know, they're probably like, if they're not exact to your Disney Plus, it's because it's just with like English credits or something like that. But they say the runtime is 38 minutes 58 seconds for the finale, and I've seen like a lot of groans about that. I really don't think it matters, to be honest with you. I think it could be like the best or the worst or whatever. The runtime is just kind of irrelevant in actuality. It's not like this show is ever been a slow burn kind of thing where, oh man, it took 55 minutes, but you know, it really got there. You know, it's not that kind of show. So about 40 minutes is the target.
The Jack Black episode was 6 hours. Would that make it better? Like,
right.
Yeah, think about it, folks. Think about it.
Yeah. It's you know, it's like, yeah, it would be rad if they did that, but if they made like a really long episode, but it was good, but they probably won't, so it doesn't matter. Bespin is asking me about a weirdo, and I'm like, yeah, go ahead, do whatever you want, Bespin. You're the cops now. You're the cops in the chat.
Is he the cop? Oh, he is?
Bespin's a cop now. He's a space cop. So the point of this episode, we don't really have like a lot going on today. It's kind of chill. No, it's like, I was like, do you think there will be a post-credit scene, Rob? Do you think there will be one? Should we expect one? Are we crazy to expect one? I mean,
was there
this
one
is like
season 2?
So there was the Book of Boba Fett. There was the Book of Boba Fett tease.
Oh, season 2 had the Boba Fett throne thing, right? When he's on the throne, he kills.
He's like sitting there. Yeah, kills Bib Fortuna. And so it was like, you know, it was sort of in terms of like being a post-credit scene, it was a pretty big one in the sense that, not that Bib Fortuna is the biggest character, but he's sort of a character we grew up with in a way. You know, when we only had 3 Star Wars movies for like 20 years, his stupid face was one of the action figures that you saw everywhere. It was kind of a, you know, it's kind of a thing. And he got real fat and then they killed him. So it was kind of, it was surprising.
Oh no.
But it was fun.
You know, it happens
and
to everyone who sits on that throne, Jason. Just putting that one out there.
Oh, so you think we're not seeing Boba this season because he's got real big? He's going to be like it's like 360, 370, and he's just like
They call him
eating
Little
chicken.
Hut. Yeah, what's up, Little Hut? Right? Yeah.
Boba the Little Hut.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of think that there will be one, considering how much work they seem to be doing, or roads that they seem to be laying down for the future shows. If there's no post-credit scene and we had all this fucking Republic world building shit for the other shows laid out and they don't do one, I will be surprised. I'll laugh, but I'll be surprised.
What if it's Gideon gets out of jail again?
Yeah.
Right? Like this one that he goes back to jail, but in the post-credit sequence, he mysteriously escapes again.
Yeah. They arrest them and we're like, uh-oh. You know what that means? Hard time. Oh, just kidding. He's just gonna get out again. Yeah. Right now, like looking, I think it's safe to like look back on that now that we know the totality of it, and for the season. And I think that's like the biggest misstep of the season for me. The biggest like letdown was that story beat of how he escaped. What the trailers implied was happening, or we all thought, the way that we all read the trailer was, Pershing and G68 were breaking him out of prison, that they were doing something to free him. And it was like, and that's way more compelling than what we actually ended up having. And that's kind of a bummer. And it's a real, like, it's really strange that, like, you know, to pick on the Jack Black episode, you have the Jack Black episode and it's like, you decided to make that, but you didn't make the busting out of Gideon, which is really telling, like, fun at the very least. And it's like, and like how it went. And then it was like, and then it introduced a mystery who broke him out. Just those Mandos that, or the guys he made broke him out with the Beskar alloy. So that's kind of, don't know about that one, Favreau. You know, everyone says I'm too nice to the show. Yesterday, Bestman said I'm pretty easy on it, and like my whole take is that I like the show a lot, but I've never thought it was a 10. So when it's sort of like performing like a 6 or a 7 for me, or for everyone else, I'm like, yeah, that's kind of where I think it's mostly been. But it was just so fucking simple that you just didn't pick up on so much of it, or it didn't matter.
I always thought they were stupid. So when they was being stupid, I was like, they stupid.
Surprised. I wasn't surprised. I was like, hey, yeah, they're fucking stupid. You know?
Big but surprise. Hey, stupid.
Yeah. No, but then I fell into like a weird place with it, because I'm like, also, like, I don't think it's being really that successful in its endeavors, but it dared to dream, Rob. It dared to dream. Maybe it flew too close to the sun and got its wings a little burned. But I kind of respect it trying that than just being like, uh-oh, Grogu's eating soup. Here we go. Bounty time. You know what I mean? Like I would kind of be out mentally on that as well. So I'm not like thrilled that it's not like, everyone's not like, this is the best season of all time. I'm not happy about that. I'm not like saying just accept it or anything like that, but I'm a little bit like, yeah, there's definitely been some like missteps, but I try not to pick on the missteps too much until I've seen the whole season, till I know like also, what does it amount to.
Jason gets paid by Disney, so he can't be that mean to the show.
Whoa, I'm not a Disney shill anymore.
What?
Yeah, Iger cut off our shill checks, all our Disney bucks. He cut them off.
Once Ryan wasn't coming back, you lost your money, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, it was It's a hard
I like
time.
how Robert Sinclair goes, Rob has to complain about Kenobi again. It's been a year, Rob. Why don't you find something else? I'm like, oh, so this is the
Yeah.
same guy who was bitching about The Last Jedi, right?
Is he? I don't know. I can't remember what
Yeah,
everybody's mad about.
Yeah. He's never complained about a Star Wars 1 year after a Star Wars, right? After 12 months, never mentioned it again, right? Okay.
Yeah. No, but like I watch the show watch it by myself oftentimes at night, midnight at the midnight show, but my son will stay up sometimes. But then I watch it the next day with both of my kids. And it's like, I could see when I know when it's working for me, but I also know when it's not working for them, Like
Yeah, I get it.
on the Jack Black episode, my kids were just like, why are we doing this? On the Coruscant episode, they're like, why are we doing this? This isn't like, it's not the show that they want to watch, And so was it all worth it, or will it be worth it, is like the big question. But thank you guys for the super chats, by the way. Real Ben Maynard, how's it going, Ben? Says, thanks for all the hard work on reporting on this season, Jason, and give Rob a couple bucks to go toward the Avatar Fund. All right, Rob.
We got to start that
Rob.
Avatar
I'm
fund
never
up.
giving you that, Rob. Never giving you
We got to start it up, man. I'm not letting that one go.
your Avatar, Avatar
Yeah.
3 fund.
Yes.
Thomas gave $4.99 super. Thank you, Thomas. Appreciate it, man. And Jordan says, if there's a post-credit scene, what would you hope it to be? And so my like kind of canned answer on that, Jordan, is my hope is that we get Ahsoka and Sabine after the Ahsoka series. We see them returning to civilization like we fucked up. We didn't succeed. We didn't stop them. And then it's like, oh shit. And then we get the Ahsoka series, which is the story about that.
Oh no!
And then we see
you want it to be a prequel?
It's already a prequel. The first 4 episodes take place concurrent to season 2, and then I think the second 4 episodes are concurrent to season 3 or around the time of season 3 of The Mandalorian. So it's like
a bait and switch, but with time.
That's how I've heard it. Yeah, that's how I've heard it go. And so yeah. And Thomas says, super thanks for a super season of super spoilers. That all came true. You guys rock. Thanks, man. Yeah, some of the stuff is like, I think people are gonna be like, oh, like that happened in episode 7, but 7 and 8 were filmed like together. So
you've gotten shit wrong before. Remember Palpatine and Kenobi? Remember that, Jason?
Oh yeah. No, it's true.
Yeah, you don't know everything.
No, that was
big britches.
that was added at a different time. That wasn't there like originally. And then
that means nothing you say counts now, right?
You know what should be true,
okay,
but I just feel like it might be wrong, is and this ties into Seth, is Mon Mothma in general. Seth is predicting Mon Mothma post credits, and that really could explain it. And then the other thing is, so Mon Mothma and Kevin McKidd, like the sources who came to me and said that Mon Mothma was filming for the Los Angeles productions, said it was specifically for Ahsoka and specifically for The Mandalorian 3. And took that around and then got confirmations on it. And in that came Kevin McKidd. And then it's like Mon Mothma is now been confirmed in the Ahsoka series. Like that stuff is hopefully I could talk a little bit about what she does in it pretty soon. But in Ahsoka. But it's like that, but those also, when I like look at what this episode is, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if that stuff is gonna pan out or not. So we will see.
Not for nothing. I kind of don't want to see Mon Mothma written by Favreau. Yeah, I just don't feel it's going to be the same Mon Mothma we spent some time with earlier this year.
Maybe she'll have the momentum from the Gilroy Productions that direct her in what she should be doing in those moments. You know what I'm saying?
You think we'll be able to see the defeat in her face if it doesn't? Like, you think we'll be able to?
Maybe
if it, she's like, she has to read about cognition or some weird shit like that. Like
Yeah. Well, like the thing about Mon Mothma going forward in the show is like we know the big historical beats for the Star Wars universe for like what is the end goal of it, or what is the end game of these decisions? Like what do they amount to? And it's like that character's in a position where she should be making the choices that she does that lead to disaster. It should be like, yeah, we shouldn't keep these Star Destroyers, these symbols of the Empire, and we shouldn't have these kinds of tools that can police a whole universe into submission. Like we shouldn't have these things. That like every system should like police itself, and that would stop mass tyranny. Like you could see where she's coming from. But the question is, yeah, but the question is, will the narrative make her look like an idiot? Will it?
States' rights might be abused to allow a fascist dictator come into power? Jason, I think you just articulated this idea way better than what Favs would be capable of doing at this point in his career. Like,
well, no, that's what I'm hoping that he does, or they do collectively between Favreau and Filoni and everybody. Because remember, Ahsoka's a Filoni joint more than
and
a Favreau
everybody.
joint.
Who's everybody? Like, I've not seen any more than those two names on the
skeleton
crew.
The skeleton crew, filmmakers are also doing that. Yeah. I watched on Netflix. I watched Beef. You seen that one?
Really good. Man. I saw a little bit of it. It's really good. A24. Yeah, with the car.
The writer of that's doing director of that's doing episode of Skeleton Crew. So it's like cool. Like everything about Skeleton Crew.
Either Skeleton Crew is going to be the hidden gem or a colossal waste of talent, right? Either way, I'm getting real excited, Jason.
Yeah, no, well, I mean, we know the production on the crew had a horrible fucking time, which doesn't have nothing to do with quality though. It has nothing to do with quality.
And the crew had a horrible time on Alien too, and that's like my favorite James Cameron movie. So yeah.
Well, and then some people worked on it were like, it's kind of campy. And I was like, well, yeah, I mean, it's got kids and everything, you know what I mean? It's like a Goonies thing. Yeah, okay, but then like I saw that trailer and I was just like, fuck, this looks really good. And then the talent involved, it's like a group of rock stars and on TV, who are doing TV stuff and film.
Yeah, so but sometimes a group of rock stars gets together and does Live Aid, and sometimes they get together and does We Are the World.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Depends,
Yeah, I mean, well, like when there was a time when I thought we were almost getting that with Book of Boba Fett as well. Like I was like, Robert Rodriguez is on here and Jon Favreau's there, and you know what I mean? I was like, this sounds like everything I ever want. Yeah, and it's like at the end of the day,
I was super critical of Rodriguez for the longest time. But Alita, I was like, well, maybe Cameron whipped him back into shape. Like I enjoyed that film. Not perfect, but I enjoyed it. It was a good time.
Yeah.
Great 3D. Of course, Cameron's not gonna let that fucking slide by. But I was wrong. I was really wrong.
Yeah.
Really wrong.
Big Shaq says, my friend sent me 3 different screenshots from the finale. I wonder if they're really the screenshots from the finale. There's a lot of fakes going around. Is it
the ones with Thanos and Hawkeye in it? Like,
yeah. But tell us what was in your images, and then we'll laugh at it tomorrow if it's not real, and if it is real, we'll be like, whoa, Big Shaq got it. So, anyways,
is it the episode where Mando goes to Gatlinburg?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm just catching up on the chat. Bestman's all MSW featuring Eminem, Kanye West, and The Weeknd. Who would have thought it? Okay, so Jordan. Wait, hold on. Come on, get up on there, Jordan. Don't be a scared. Jordan says post-credit scene, Bo-Katan lies dead on the ground. Camera pans up, and Toro Calican holds up the Darksaber. Apologies for the spoiler. Oh man, he's like, I'm not really dead. That Calican guy was like the kid from the Cantina episode, and who gets killed by what's her face? What's her name? The chick who hangs out with Boba Fett, for no reason.
Oh yeah.
Why am I drawing a blank on her dumb name? But
Yeah.
you
Finn
don't.
something or other.
Jeez, now it's bad. Now I'm like, now I'm thinking of Fen Rao. I'm thinking of Finn. Fennec. Yeah,
Fennec
Fennec.
Shan. Fennec
Yeah.
Shan. Look,
Yeah.
I didn't look that one up. I'm just sitting
No,
here
you did it.
drawing. I am
Mhm.
like, it'll come to me. Oh yeah, Fennec Shan. Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jake says that's without credits, right? The runtime. I think that's what it is. Yeah, that's right. That's the runtime without the credits. So it's PS Star Wars, you know. So yeah. So anyways, though, like I don't know. I don't have any insight into what the post credits is, if there is one. Not even positive that there is one. And this episode went through like a couple of rounds of like reshoots. So there were a lot of opportunities to film like kind of secrety kind of stuff, more than the previous productions, I would even say. So I wouldn't be surprised if there is one, but in terms of the episode itself, like I'm not expecting it to veer off like in a crazy way, like I was saying yesterday. I feel like the good guys go into the mines and then they, fight their way back out and they try to save Din. I'm gonna guess Grogu's two things happen. Either they don't save Din and he's like he's captive and we're like, what's gonna happen? Or Grogu using the mech saves him. And then that would be like, the big sort of like thing of where now he's saving him. Oh, what? So that could
proving
happen. Hmm.
that if only Luke Skywalker had a mech, he could have stopped Kylo Ren.
That's true. That's true.
See?
Yeah. And then the I was talking to one of the sources for the Grogu stuff, and like there was like we were talking, like he was like, yeah, like it's supposedly going to be like Jarvis, remember from Iron Man, like the way that the suit works and stuff like that. And like we knew Taika was on it and stuff like that. I don't think the Jarvis thing's happening. I think it's just Taika doing the voice and the yes and no thing for now. And then I kind of think though that it's going to get upgraded. So we're seeing it at like in this part of the show, we're seeing it at its like most bare bones. And I think it will become more of a thing probably. That's my prediction of that. But I don't see how that suit becomes Jarvis when it's like yes and no is all I could say. You know what I mean? All that it can do. So unless there's some like little thing where they're like, hey, what's this button do? And then they flip it on and it's like, oh, now I am alive. But I doubt that's going to happen.
Like a good idea. Yeah. What's this do?
Favreau's like writing this down. Oh shit, it's good stuff. Like George McFly.
Now this is writing Boba Fett. Oh, sorry, Mandalorian.
Yeah.
It all rhymes.
But I would have to think that the post-credits scene will have to probably it would be weird if it linked to Skeleton Crew, because Skeleton Crew is the show after this one. It would make the most sense that it's linked to specifically to Ahsoka.
I thought Ahsoka was next.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why I don't think I think Skeleton Crew should probably be off the table for any post-credit links.
Oh, I thought you meant it was the next one.
No. I'm saying no. I'm saying it's not. Sorry. And then I'm saying that it's so Ahsoka would be the whole thing. So there's like only like really like a couple of ways of, well, I mean, that I could see getting at it. There's probably more, but
what if it's just Boba Fett eating like on his throne? They just cut back to that, like, he's just like, I'm eating with respect.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it could be.
And he's got a new buddy. His name is Respect. It's Respect.
The droid.
Yeah.
Droid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if it's not like Ahsoka and Sabine coming back and being like, he's coming, or Thrawn's loose, Thrawn's out there.
He's loose.
He's loose.
There's a Thrawn on the loose. Run.
Yeah, because I mean he was sort of in secret, caged in secret or whatever. But I don't think they would show Thrawn either. Like I'm kind of I don't know for certain, but I kind of been under the impression that we're not really seeing what Thrawn's up to in the first 4 episodes too much. He's talked about.
Well, he's just reading artwork.
And then, well, yeah, and then he shows up in the next 4.
That's what he's doing.
Well, in the middle of Ahsoka is when he shows up, I believe. So I
He-
don't know if they would put him in. It would be weird to like put him in the post credits and then do this thing where they're like, we're not doing, we're holding him to the middle of the show. But I mean, I guess weirder shit has happened. It's possible, but I'm just betting against that.
What if he's just studying Ezra's really horrible artwork and he just figures out that Ezra's a moron?
I've concluded he's a sociopath. He's a fucking animal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
possible.
Yeah.
That's possible. Yeah, he does like collecting the helmets of stormtroopers that he's presumably killed. So that's a very serial killer kind of thing, like a trophies. Trophies are kind of a thing that serial killers do. So Ezra Bridger could be a serial killer. It's possible.
He's got a bag of frickers, just the hides though. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
he's gutted them out, but he just keeps the skins full on. Like,
he's got like a whole necklace of like Babu Frick heads that he wears. Oh shit!
The Temple of Doom fan in me loves this idea, Jason. By the way, Big Bad Toy Store put up like pre-orders on these Indiana Jones figures, and I thought one of them looked like the skull with the Sankara stones in it, and I was like, oh shit, they're gonna sell that. And no, you got to buy all the figures to build the skull with the Sankara stones. Now I'm pissed. I'm like, well, these things are going to be fucking super cheap come October, right? No one's buying these Indiana Jones figures because you want $25 a pop. I want that skull with the stones in it. I don't. The colonizer in me must have it, Jason. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I must. I love that, but I'm not paying $25 a figure to build a piece of plastic. Come on. I mean, when McFarlane did that with Bane, and the Bane is huge. I have it. That's dope. But a little skull with some stones in it. The fuck out. Just make it. I don't understand what the big deal is.
Yeah. I don't. I'm trying not to buy shit. From Indiana Jones and stuff. Like you showed me the Monopoly board yesterday.
How often?
And I was just like,
well, I did that just to. That was more of a razz because the Boba Fett board came out that time, and I'm like, what secrets does this board hide, right?
I looked for them to see if there were any, but
we never got a short round figure when we were kids. You see what I'm saying? And they got a short round figure, so like that's what I wanted. I want that stone and the short round and the indie, but I don't want to pay $25. I had to spend $150 to get that. Fuck that,
yeah.
If KB were around, I know for a fact those would be in the KB bin 6 months from now.
Yeah, probably.
Like them Dick Tracy figures, right? If you held out, you could get the whole set for like $2.
Starcom. Bespin Bulletin made a video I wanted to play on the show. I've been meaning to play it on the show. And Bespin Bulletin, he makes pretty fun TikToks on his thing, but this is real. This isn't fake. This is from Mando season 3. And he was rewatching the episode and he caught this, and I think it's pretty funny.
Does this Anzellan swear in the new episode of The Mandalorian? Listen closely.
No, it's crazy.
Well,
Did he add that?
No.
Does this Anzellan
Listen, this is
swear
real.
in the new episode of The Mandalorian? Listen closely.
No, it's crazy.
well.
This guy laughed. He laughed over it. Nobody could hear it, but no. But yeah.
No,
but
my mic was muted when he said it.
I heard you laugh. I heard you laugh hard. But it goes. He goes, "I'm out, motherfucker." Like he literally says it. Like, and he has another one up too, where another guy. It sounds like another guy says it. I'm not convinced on the other one though. The other one, I'm like, but that little Babu Frick one, I got a feeling like it was supposed to be like, "I'm out, motherfucker," but it and then it kind of became it like.
But if he's saying "mother fighter," right? Like right, like fight the empire, right?
Maybe
mother fighter,
maybe, but yeah.
But if he's saying "mother Waka," like Fozzie the Bear would, right?
Waka.
Yeah, mother Waka.
Yeah. But fucking everybody's like 10 minutes ago was like Fennec Shan, man, come on, Fennec Shan, dude, it was Fennec Shan. But thank you, Justice.
Guys, we could always Google it too. We like not knowing stuff. I prefer not knowing.
I just like brain farting.
I'm sad
on the show.
I knew it. I'm sad it was buried in there. I thought I deleted most of that information. Something happened to my hard drive, and my data wasn't deleted as well as I thought it was.
I started thinking too, like my like big conspiracy is like I was like, what if Moff Gideon dies in the last episode, but he doesn't really die because it was just one of his stupid fucking clones? What if he
Or
pulls a fast one?
see, yeah, this is gonna piss people off. If every time you don't know which one you're killing because it's another clone, because he cloned himself at 67 years old.
But
That's
to
the
be
one that
fair,
gets me. Why would you make old clones of yourself?
well, no, we've talked about that. It's not even really clear if he actually cloned himself. It seems like that's what he's saying, but it's written so fucking whatever that it's hard to fucking know what he's saying. And I don't think the clones, if they were like the Django clones with double H acceleration, they probably can't be more than 20 years old.
Because I can tell you, after 40, I would never clone yourself. Like 40 is where everything gets tough. Like no.
Yeah.
No. Take that, roll that back 20 years. You know.
Right.
Maybe 10.
Yeah. So, but I still don't know what to expect from that shit, or if is that what he means. And like, you know, it would be nice if they just clarified that, you know, somewhere, like just said what they meant, you know what I mean? Because it's not clear. And I do think that's what he's saying though. I think because he could literally mean like the armor I have on right now is from Mandalorian alloy, which by the way, we were talking about it yesterday too. We're like, you know, like, oh well, they're shooting all the Beskar guys. It's like not a big deal, but it's because they don't have the armor. You know what I mean? They're using a best boy. they're using a Beskar.
What's up, best
alloy.
boy?
They're using which isn't as good as like the real thing. You know what I mean? They're like it's a diluted version of it, so they're not as good as the Mandalorians because they don't have the armor. Like that's why the forge and all that stuff, and how she does it is like that's the magic to it. And I'm gonna throw that out there as another reason why she can't be a traitor. Why it's important for the story that the armor is with them and not, you know, something else.
Well, there's a bunch of weird fucking reasons why she can't be. The first off being why did he when the what's her face with the numerical numbers is talking to him on the holophone, and she's like, yeah, we had a problem. He's like, who was it? And he's like, Mandalorians. Like he didn't act like he was hiding that knowing, you know what I mean? Like, he was like, I don't know. He would know if it was homegirl. Like if she's a spy, she's in contact with him.
Right.
You know?
Well, I mean, but if we want to talk about just general stupid shit, like about like the show and you know, pick on the show, think back to season 1 with the story, how stupid it is that the covert goes to Navarro where he's at when he's the one who blew up the world. Like, why would you hide there of all places? Why would that be the place to be?
When I first saw that scene, though, at the time, I was just thinking, because we didn't know what Gideon was, I was just thinking, like, they got little hot spots around the galaxy secret hot spots that they can hang out, right? Like, they got little fight clubs. I didn't think they were all hoarding out in one spot. That's not how I read it at the time. But even at that point, once you see that Gideon is the guy who trashed the world, why would they be there and not trying to find ways to murder that dude? Like, every 3 seconds, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, so it's like, you know, it's the show's always been stupid. It's all been a bit stupid the whole time, you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw all my toys. You want to come to the burning party, or you want?
No, I'm saying don't you don't have to do that. You just, you know, just gotta kind of just gotta hang out with our special boy, the Mandalorian, sometimes, and just let him be himself. You know,
special boy. I gotta say this. Gideon's helmet is very Knight Rider-ish. If he dies, can they put his conscious into a TIE bomber?
Yeah.
So he's like, and then Mando could fly it around. And
yeah, no, that was my disappointment with the last episode too. Was just not seeing him wear that suit more and do something in it. I thought maybe it should have been saved to the next episode when, you know, he does something probably. But
He flew in and spoke and flew off like he would if it were a riot at Galaxy's Edge. You know what I mean? Like, comes in, blah, 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 animatronic, blah, 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 and then flies off. And you're like, this is the greatest ride I've ever been on. You know?
dude, my vision is toast today. I tried to play my Nintendo Switch the last couple of days, and it's messed my eyes up. Summer says maybe another post credits with Boba since he will have a role in season 4. See, I still think that would get pushed if they filmed one. It would get pushed into like Skeleton Crew or whatever, like whatever would be like the drop off before that one. Because I don't think they would do a post credits tease. Do you think they would do a post credits tease for a show that's not next? I guess would be the big question. They don't seem to like to do stuff like that. Like they don't like to promote anything that's coming down the road, even though they should sometimes, you know, like you can promote two things at the same time. Not Lucasfilm doesn't believe you can, or I should say Disney's marketing arm who handles the Lucasfilm stuff doesn't believe that you can. So, you know, I don't know what to expect though. RF Gaming Channel says, I still got to fill out my predictions for Santa. So I need something good for question 20, laugh out loud. Oh yeah. I still got to do mine too. I haven't done mine yet. Jordan or Jordo F6 says Morrison's lost a good amount of weight and is bulked up. Got to be fair to him. As said, check the Instagram pics. Dude's been working out the past year nonstop. Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah. Morrison, Tamara Morrison.
Oh, okay.
Boba Fett. Yeah. I like I just didn't think that they made that costume like in a way that was like, you know, flattering to him. It was his build's he's always been like sort of stocky for Boba Fett. That's why it was always sort of like he was more cast for who he was like as a guy, as like an action hero without the suit on, than for who he would be in the suit. But I'm curious to see if you're
wearing the whole fucking movie.
Well, when he's Jango Fett, it's fucking you get a pass on that though, because you're like it's like Jango Fett's like muscular, like worked out and shit. So it's like you could make that work. Whereas like Boba Fett just lived a different life, you know, different guy and clone, but a different guy. And then but when we end up here where we're like, well, now he's Boba Fett, and then it's like looks a little bit like it doesn't look like Boba Fett a lot of the time to me. So. But I'm hoping that someday they do younger Boba Fett adventures with Daniel Logan, because I think he'll look great in the costume.
He's a daimyo. He's
a daimyo. Yeah. Ben says
Daimyo Chronicles, right?
If Boba tries to join tonight's battle, he might do it respectfully and get instantly taken out by the Mythosaur. Yeah, I'm not expecting Boba Fett. So Boba Fett does show up, will be news to me, you know. It would be cool news if it happened.
Bo-Katan doesn't believe mythosaurs can be real, but why every 3 seconds a giant dinosaur is just erupting from the surface of Mandalore, just tearing shit up. Like a bunch of dinosaurs live there, right?
Yeah.
But no way. Like, guys, this is how kind of dumb the show is. And I try not to think about this stuff because, you know, it's Star Wars. Like, I don't want to think about it, but you're like, it's literally just a pool of water. They could scan it for a living creature, right? Like it's like, I mean,
yeah,
Din went in there and got dragged. He wasn't even there belly button deep before he got dragged in. Like
you're picking on something and you're too far away from the episode now, because what the show ends up alluding to is that the seismic activity has changed things down there, and that's why it comes out. Like it was deeper in the planet. It was probably deeper like in the water, like in the core, and then the seismic activity has opened that up now, and so that the Mythosaur can now return to the thing. So maybe something blocked it at one point, or it's just simply the fact that it like. Are
you saying the core of Mandalore is just filled with dinosaurs and they're all erupting?
It happened on Naboo, so it's fucking possible. You know? Yeah.
And they never brought them fucking things back to kick the shit out of the Trade Federation. No. Again, that's one of those things that Lucas doesn't know how to put something in and then pay it, do a call. You know, like if they managed to pull that off and jump up and rip open a whole Trade Federation ship or some shit, you know, like.
Yeah. Well, yeah, in my opinion, he was just like, oh, we haven't had a monster. We got to put a monster fight somewhere. Here we go.
I know how he thinks.
Yeah.
I know. Give her
yeah,
a grappling hook. Yeah, I like grappling hooks. That's
there's a lot of people have been saying that if the mythosaur won't show up, a lot of people saying that like I had that wrong and that it was it was the other thing and this other stuff and all that shit. And I mean fucking okay, but when I originally like heard about the mythosaur, it was that it came in the last episode. It was like a whole thing.
No,
So.
Jason, there ain't no mythosaurs in this episode. It's gonna be a milfosaur. You know what I'm saying? She gonna ride
Oh.
it, Jason. She gonna
Nice.
It's gonna be great.
All right.
I'm so excited. Ooh,
I'm on board.
I can't wait.
For the first time, I like your ideas. I like where your ideas are
Not
going.
for
Tony.
nothing. It was my idea to put dinosaurs in the center of the planet. We was always gonna tuck them all in there, like a little Cadbury egg. Know what I'm saying?
It's not an idea if you believe that there are dinosaurs in the center of our planet, though, Filoni. That's the difference.
I do
That's
believe it.
yeah. That's
I do.
that's why nobody's
How'd
gonna give you credit for it.
How did you know?
You're a maniac.
Did you see my tramp stamp? I wrote it in Arabic on the back of my back. Can you see it back there? Hold on.
Yeah.
It says, I believe the planet's filled with a bunch of little dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Jason, I gotta get back and make my movie. Bye.
Yeah, I actually
Gotta go.
translated it. His tramp stamp in Arabic actually says Dino Whore. So Dino Whore.
It says Dino Calendar because he doesn't know how to read it, and he got one of those, when people get Asian tattoos and it says like soap. They don't fucking know what they're getting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't say what it was, but I dated a girl who had a tattoo that was supposed to be in Chinese, and it was literally like nonsense. Khonshu, thank you for the super chat. In Canadian bucks, or is it Canadian or California? Do we have California currency now? No. Post credit. Jack Black and his crew from Blazier rebuilding dome cities on Mandalore. That episode was not great, but there's a specific reason for it. Yeah, that's my hope for that has been that somewhere down the line, like in after we've gotten far away from it, like a bunch of battle droids show up and save the fucking day, Attack of the Clone style, but because of that connection, because of like that Grogu was knighted by them, and so they protect their own or something like that. That's
or
kind
he
of like
just sings
my
a Padme song.
but
Padme.
yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be good too. But I thought it would be funny if Jack Black wrote her song though and like presented it to her, like I have done it, and then they would have to accept it for I don't know, not democracy, planetary relations. So yeah, the Crawling Chaos says, yeah, the Vespas will intercept the interceptors. Yeah, maybe. So Tyler says the spy wasn't obvious or even hinted at, so I don't see the point in trying to speculate at the show. You can't entice me with it. Well, that's what I've been saying, Tyler, is I think that like it's not a good title. It probably just refers to the Imperials that are like spying on the Republic or something stupid like that are watching,
Right.
It's just probably all that it means. And everybody's asking like, who's the spy? But the narrative, if we didn't know what the episode was called and we just watched that episode over and over again, there's never like you're saying, Tyler, there's never a moment where it infers that that's a question the audience should be asking ever.
Right.
So, and it never says like we have a mole or something like that. So, and then you're like, uh-oh, you know what I mean? Nothing like that ever happened. So that's why, yeah, I'm not really like too concerned about like the spy thing or whatever. I'm just like, hey, if there ends up being one, then okay, you got me with that. Because I don't like mysteries that can't be solved. If I'm going to like follow along with the mystery, I want to try to solve it. And then I want to be wrong and amazed that I didn't get it because they were so smart, or I want to be
like
right
Sifo
and then
Dyas.
feel good about myself,
Like the Sifo Dyas thing.
little Sifo Dyas. But
Yeah.
that tricked you because you thought it was Sidious, and it wasn't. There was actually a guy named Sifo Dyas, just a guy.
Yeah.
See?
I'm a big idiot for thinking that.
He tricked you.
I know.
He tricked you.
Yeah.
You
He
got tricked.
Me. He got me. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. KG says Jason needs reading glasses. I got him. I've worn them on the show before. I just don't really like wearing them too much on the show. But when I'm playing my Switch, I have to. 'Cause I can't fucking see anything. So
I got lucky, man. My vision's perfect up close for an artist. You know what I mean? Like that's
yeah,
It's like 1 foot away from like just falls out of. I can't see shit.
I could see far really well. It's up close that I have the most trouble. Post credit bold prediction: Rick Moranis coming back in glorious fashion as Dark Helmet to rule the Empire. I'd take it. I would take Rick Moranis back in anything. I miss that guy. He was.
I didn't
He
see
was
you playing
great.
with your dolls again, sir. Good.
Yeah.
My favorite bit in that movie.
Brandon hopes we see Ahsoka, Sabine, or Mon Mothma post credit. That's kind of where I'm at too, because I think that the other place it could allude to is New Republic business, which would be the Mon Mothma connection, I think. But you know, that would be like the big, I don't know, the big possibility, or the thing that you can do a post credit scene for without giving anything away, but alluding to like what's coming. And Mon Mothma getting the news that like Thrawn, that intel says Thrawn's alive or whatever, or Ahsoka, like you say, meeting Thrawn or meeting
Or they
Mon Mothma.
mysteriously found Perrin's missing body in the mines of Mandalore. You know, like she's like, oh, I didn't know they was there.
Yeah. Seth says Natasha has been liking Mando post on Instagram all season. I mean, and that would be like another possibility too. I mean, number one is she's like in that kind of like, it's like a lot of the same people and the same creators and stuff. So I could see why she would be supportive of that thing that she's on and in that way. So it might not be anything, but Sabine showing up and like appealing to the Mandos for help is something that could happen too. And there's always a chance that that's the post credit scene and they say no. We're good for now. You know, we've lost too much. We can't fight the galaxy's war at this time. And then
yeah,
she's
that whole not liking post thing is really weird because like I've worked on a couple projects and I'm like, if I like something, they the fan community can misconstrue that, you know, like
they do, yeah.
So,
yeah.
I've really be careful, like
yeah, they read into it and you like somebody's thing on Instagram, it means you want to fuck them, and it's not what you mean. It's like, just like your shirt. Something, you know what I mean? You never know how people are going to take like. So you know what? I don't like anything anymore.
You didn't want to fuck me?
A little bit.
I've lost a little weight.
Wanted to hate fuck the Avatar out of you. No, but anyways,
what?
Yeah,
we got to start with that Avatar fund so I can go to LA and see it in a good theater with Jason
in a real theater.
Right?
Ben says, "I love a James Cameron Star Wars project. Can't lie." I know. I don't think we're ever going to get a James Cameron or a Spielberg, you know, or a Robert Zemeckis. Like, I think those guys have all, you know, aged out of that possibility, most likely, of it being worth the headache and the time and all that.
At this point, the only working director I'd love to see do it has already said he never will, which makes me think he will, or he never will. So I think is Chris McQuarrie. You know, and I know McQuarrie said I never will, but you know how many times I've said I'm never going to do something, Jason? Like when we first were hanging on the show, I'm like, I quit art. I'm never drawing again. Now look what I'm doing. You know,
right?
So I got to be careful. Got to be very careful when directors make blanket statements. I will never work on this property. Then next thing you know, boom.
Yeah. Then somebody in corporate's like, I think we can make it happen. Is he challenging us? Adrian
that's
says,
what I think. They take it as a challenge. We can make this happen.
We can control you. Yeah, we control the universe, not you. Adrian says, yeah, honestly, rooting for a Bo Mytho, Bobo Rancor scene in the future. Yeah, that's how I think it's gonna go. At first, we thought she fought it and like they defeated it, and like that's why she got mythosaur armor and stuff. And like that's the other question is, you know, that mythosaur armor that she has, technically, spoiler accurate, but is there more? Because you know that's like the other thing is I was under the impression it was a little bit more significant than just a pauldron. So curious to see how that plays out. The Emperor says, when in Ahsoka do you think we'll see the Anakin and Vader scenes happen? So
at the 12-minute 42-second mark.
Yeah, well, I would imagine it's in the world between worlds stuff. You know, that's when it's going to happen. I put out a spoiler, a story about how we see what happens if Ahsoka didn't leave and she stayed with Anakin and Obi-Wan. She would be the one meeting him on Mustafar to dismember him. So it's like, she was like,
She goes
I think
right
she
for
was,
the nuts.
yeah, she's like, no,
Immediately.
but I think she, no, and I'm assuming that she comes out of that like, well, I'm glad I left because that's not a better option. Cutting off Anakin's arms and legs is, I don't want to be that
I'm
person.
gonna
I don't
make you
want
a
to do that.
eunuch. You know. Yeah.
Oh,
Look, Obi-Wan couldn't do it because no man could cut off another man's dick. It's but women, jeez, like
hey,
vicious.
she uses it as a lightsaber against them. She's like,
Even
um,
Jeffrey Dahmer only ate people's heads, right? He wasn't cutting off people's legs.
really?
Just saying.
What a fucking quitter! You're gonna go that far, and you're gonna be like,
he's like me. I should not have said that.
and he already put wieners in his mouth as well. So what's the fucking problem?
Well,
At that point, I mean, what a line to draw. Nick, thank you for the super thing. I appreciate it, man.
thank you.
He said, "Sorry, Bespin. Ooh, trouble in paradise. Uh-oh.
Weekend at
Yeah.
Bespin's.
Weekend at Bespin's. Yeah, that could have been their celebration adventure." KG says, "Switch is too small for me, and reading glasses won't work yet." Yeah, I mean,
I get that. I had to get those extenders myself, the grip extenders or something, because it was hurting my hands.
right.
Now I just play it on my TV, but
Nick says, "I spy with my little eye. 129 people in chat and only 32 likes on the video. Hit the like button, fool." Thank you, Nick. Listen to Nick. You don't want Nick calling you a fool. That shit sticks. Marty McKay says the Ewoks will take out the Mythosaur, dropping rocks from their hang gliders.
yelling to Tarzan, doing the Tarzan thing that they learned from Chewbacca.
I was thinking about that the other day because of like the Kenner push and the cartoon and the Ewok movies. Like it felt like the Ewok like hang glider was like a huge deal. Like it was like a big thing. When you watch Return of the Jedi, it's like 1.5 blue screenshots. Like nothing to it really. Obviously, it's probably too much work for what they were doing to like really make it pay off or play. But it's like
you're forgetting, Jason.
Mm-hmm.
You're forgetting how big hang gliders were in the 80s.
They were.
Like they were huge. Yeah.
Yeah. There's this one guy. He has like a YouTube channel. I don't remember what it's called though, but he has like one of those like parachute things with like a fan on his back, and he just like fucking flies around like he's fucking
Parasail.
the Rocketeer. Yeah, he's like gets on that thing and flies around. Yeah, it's pretty fucking cool. Like that guy has like the best, and he makes like you could tell he's making a ton of money off of YouTube with it. So it's like pretty badass. I'm like, that guy's living the best life, just being a rocket man, But yeah, Tyler says Spielberg would have been cool to get for Skeleton Crew. I know, and that's the one thing I would say about Skeleton Crew is I think like for Spielberg to do that stuff again, he would almost have to do what they're doing to his work to go back and he's not that filmmaker anymore. So in a way, I'm like, maybe this is the best option, And with Kathleen Kennedy being like who she is at Lucasfilm, there has to have been like a real big talk between her and Spielberg at some point where he was just like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm never going to do it. I don't ever want to do it. And here's why. And she's like, that has to have happened.
He's afraid to leave his wife again. The last time he hooked up with Lucas, right? Like he just.
Well, the Lucas ain't there. Lucas ain't there. He's like, she's like, it's okay. That pussy hound George Lucas isn't here this time. so.
How did you know that was his middle name?
Yeah, George the pussy hound Lucas. Yeah. Oh yeah, everybody knows that. Pussy hound.
I had that scrub, Jason. Along with the original editions. We put my middle name in the original trilogy in a vault somewhere.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog. I get it.
To talk about
I get it.
Mm-hmm. I want to hear this song I sang Marsh at our wedding. Nothing but a hound dog. Pussy hound eating.
Oh
I can't do
man.
it.
She must have
Yeah.
been so wet.
Kurtz.
And 64 says
Kurtz
Mando
was.
Kurtz. Kurt's so good. hmm Mando
Yeah, it's
season
true.
2 finale was maxed out on excitement and payoff. I'm worried about season 3. See, that's the thing. N64, in my opinion, is there was no there was that like sad ending of Grogu leaving, which they didn't lean into enough, obviously. And then they were like, well, let's put Luke in it and we'll offset like the sadness with the excitement. We'll make it like a, a twofer kind of thing. And so like that worked really, really well. But at the end of the day, if it the Luke thing is kind of a stunt, and it's a stunt that they can't pull again. Not realistically.
They
Not.
can.
I mean, they
They'll
can,
put
but
they'll
it's
put him in. They'll put him in that movie, and then that's
sure.
when everyone's gonna
Oh,
lose their shit.
and they should. They should do that
Yeah.
if it's appropriate to whatever the story. We think we know what the story generally, what the gist of the story is, but if that is true, if that is what it's going to be, then yeah, they definitely should. But in terms of like a season finale thing for a season, just hey guys, I'm Han Solo and I'm 36 years old. Like, yeah, okay, we get that you guys can do this thing now, but I don't see it working anymore, like in that way. But now, if you do a compelling story with Luke
You
Skywalker
vastly underestimate
in it,
how the marks that these Star Wars
Mhm.
fans are, Jason. We had Meg on here, and she was speculating a piece of fruit meant something. All right, like I'm telling you, right
it's a
now,
Melaroon. It
they'll
alludes
lose
to
their shit
Ezra
if a
Bridger.
photo accurate Han Solo shows up again. They will lose their
Yeah.
fucking minds, dude.
No,
I'm telling you.
and it's not even like I don't want Han Solo to show up. Like if I would love for the real Han Solo to show up. Like Return of the Jedi Han Solo to show up in this.
You should have Slim Shady sing that song. May the real
But
Han Solo please stand up.
yeah,
Please
but I want it to
show up.
be, but I like in that thing. Number one, like that technology wasn't there yet. Like I wish they would redo it now, obviously. And then when we get down to like the Book of Boba Fett, Luke, much better, a lot cooler, much better done. And like so now we're a couple years out. Maybe they could do a lot more. But if they do it, like if they do it again, like I want it to be written really well. I don't want it to just be steps in, solves the problem, and steps out. The Band-Aid kind of thing. Like if they put Han Solo in it, I want Han Solo in it with Din, and they're on a fucking like, you know what I mean? They're like smuggling something, and they've hired like Din to protect it, as like a security, something like that. Like make it fucking like really neat. And like make it like an actual like adventure, not just like, Yahoo kid, I used the Millennium Falcon to blow up the evil forces. Now the season's done. Bye. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I think they could probably get away with it again, but I don't think they would respect themselves if they did that. But what do I know? Dell says, I think we only hear Ezra's voice. We've already seen Thrawn in the Ahsoka trailer. That's the thing, is they didn't officially show his face. They did show him from the back in the trailer, but they haven't done the reveal yet. So I see it like as going like a couple of ways. Like number one, it might have been because he's the post-credit scene of this, and then he's in the first 4 episodes of Ahsoka doing something else, the B story or the C story even of like what's going on. That's possible. But when I just work off the model of what I think I know, he's not until like the middle of the show. And that would mean they wouldn't officially show us his face until then. So that would mean no post credits with him. Or if it's a post credits, he would be like all shadowy and fucking shot from the rear. He sits in a chair drinking
his big blue butt.
Chianti. You know what I mean? Something like that. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I don't know though. I mean like but that's why we're speculating. Thrawn? Oh, you think he's drinking Kool-Aid?
Zima. Yes.
But it's just this orange shit. Just this 0-calorie orange shit from fucking 7-Eleven. Yeah, he's all, this is one of the finest wines from Aqualay. And they're like, no, it's not. It's from 7-Eleven, bitch. Faker. I know how you turn blue. I saw Willy Wonka. I know what happened to you as a kid. Anyways, Scott says, "Was hoping for a big finale, but the way it's going, Lizzo tames Mytho with her flute." Yeah, man. Honestly, if they did it, I would respect it. I'd be like, the balls on these people. You know what I mean?
Right.
Parker says, "I'm hoping Luke shows up as a player in the Filoni movie," and I actually hope that too, because I think like if we're doing Avengers Star Wars equivalent of,
Yeah.
I mean, that's our fucking Tony Stark, at least. You know what I mean? That's our big gun there. That's one of the key players in all of this. So he should. But we'll see. Because
Jason, if they don't, I'm gonna fucking clown him to the end of time.
yeah. Well, if
Like,
they
what?
don't, and what they did was dumb, or what they did was just like very mid, then it's like, yeah, what are you doing? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, because like Star Wars classically has been, you are outnumbered and outgunned and outmatched, but your rebellious nature and your can do fucking know how is how you like come out on top. Luke Skywalker's a problem for that kind of storytelling, when in this era he's essentially sort of a god a lot of the, you know what I mean, like to most of the galaxy, not only like as a person but with his powers. And so, you know, that might be matched with what's his name, Balin and Shin. That might,
Islamari.
yeah, you know what I mean. No, oh god, Ooh,
What?
don't do it.
What? Just get some Islamari and you're good to
Man,
go.
I was like, how old was I? When I think I was 10 or 11 when Heir to the Empire came out. Read that shit, I was mad. I was like, what is this bullshit? What is this?
Smart.
No,
He
it's fucking
de-got
dumb.
Thrawn de-got him.
It's
He de-got
dumb.
him.
You have this thing that binds the galaxy together, but not these creatures that are made in that thing. Like, that's just so stupid.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
dumb. It's the worst
They're the
idea.
red
ever.
hats of the Star Wars universe.
I'm gonna be honest with you too. Fucking making I'm the bad guy now. He's just blue. That's kind of a dumb idea too. But what do I know? I didn't like that.
Yeah, only blue aliens go to space operas. They don't be bad guys.
Yeah, no, it was fine. As a kid though, I didn't like it. As a kid, I was like really into the idea that like Star Wars was like very grounded compared to like other things. So when I was reading about the blue guy, I'd do like all this like mental work to like make him look cool in my mind, but the book didn't really do it. And then it would like flash looking like a Star Trek guy just painted blue, you know? And then I was like, yeah, I was like 10, you know, it's kind of hard. But thank you for the super chat. Nick says, Luck pushed. We're pushing our luck. I see, not Luke. I can't see right now. I can't see today. The 2Med2 Star Wars Network says, so Grogu dies tonight, or Kylo kills him in 10 years. Which one? And that's see my take used to be that this was like the workaround. He's gonna live with Din, and then Din dies at 70 years old. You know, he's like lived a good life. He's like 70, 80 years old, and he dies. The Jedi Order has fallen, and then Rey and Grogu's like, you know what? I'm gonna pick up my Jedi path. But they've been doing shit this season that makes that a problem with the narrative, where like Paz is like, all these Mandos died to save this guy because he's a foundling for our future. Like, and then he's like, and like he makes the point of that, and you're like, that's a really good point, actually. Favreau looking dude. And so it's like, if he goes and just decides like, you know what, I'm having a fucking, you know, quarter life crisis or whatever, and then fucking ditches them out, it's like, you know, I mean, I think there's a way of doing it, but I kind of think that would be their way of getting around it, and then putting Grogu with Rey. But I also think that if you like, people go, oh, that's a lucrative idea, putting, you know, but the thing about it is, you got to remember that Florida has a don't say Rey bill, so you can't say Rey in Florida. So, no,
Jason,
no,
Jason, it's been over a year. You can't make that joke.
Okay.
Stop thinking. Stop.
But
thinking.
no, they're gonna make they're definitely gonna like have to age Grogu up at that point. So I wouldn't think it would be this Grogu. It'd be like, you know, like I'm a 20-year-old adult, Grogu, a young person kind of like, thing. But I don't know. I'm not sure how they move forward, and the choices have been so weird overall. What you would think they would do is what they won't do, right? So, but well, I think we've done it. Wait, well, on, is this something important? Wait, no. Oh no. Every single time Nick sends money, he gets a timeout from Bespin. Bespin times him out, gives him a timeout in the chat. You guys, thank you, Nick, and Bespin. You do what you gotta do, man. But anyways, we will be back tomorrow morning after I watch it for the second time and you watch it for the first time.
Was that on tonight?
Tonight, yeah. That's why we're doing this episode. That's why we're like talking about where this is going. Yeah.
I thought we had nothing else to talk about. So.
Okay. Okay. Bespin says no. I time him out and he sends money. Oh, okay. So it's a shakedown. Easy money for you. Thanks, man. I like that. But
remember when that Stanley's like nurse was trying to say he inappropriately touched her and he called it a shakedown?
Yeah,
it's a shakedown.
It's a shakedown, true believers. Trust me.
I was just like, it's just such a older. It's a shakedown. Like, you just don't hear that too much anymore. Like, like he did it. He kayfabed it a little bit.
We should bring it back. Did he end up getting like? Did that end up being true, or did he end up getting as bullshit? Yeah. I mean, the guy's swimming in it. Why would he, need to do that? No, I'm kidding. We'll be back in the morning though, like around, I don't know, what time have we been doing the morning ones? Like 9 or 10 usually, I think. Pacific Standard Time, somewhere. 10 my time usually. So that's kind of the plan. Is we'll probably get on about that time and go over the episode and stuff like that. And if it's really compelling, I'll do screenshots if there's like a lot to like break out. But if there's not, then I won't. And yeah, so I hope everybody likes it. I hope everybody has a good time and it hits, if anybody guessed the post-credit scene, if there is one, then we're just going to call you the champion. I think that's fair. The champion of Mando Season 3. And
Santa will send you to Gatlinburg.
you will win. You will win an all expenses paid trip by Santa if he agrees. Yeah. If he agrees. That's the caveat.
To Gatlinburg.
He won't. To Gatlinburg. He won't, though. He won't agree.
He's got to ask his wife first, and then she's going to call him an idiot or something. Which
she's going to be
I got to tell you, Jason, it's been a little like, it almost sounds like a cry for help recently with Santa. Every time he brings up his wife, he's like, she tells me I'm a big nerd and I'm an idiot. I'm like, are you working something out, bud? Like I could feel bad for him. Maybe we should get him some better help or, Carmen Health or one of those things everyone always gets money to advertise that we don't. Although, to be fair, anyone who watches this show and thinks we should be giving out people's mental health advice, I get it. It's not appropriate.
I mean, I say, I don't really condone violence, but if somebody's really pissing you off and you have like a really long Santa beard, just fucking choke him with the beard. Just like put the beard around him, just like choke him out. Be like, you calling me a nerd?
No,
you calling Santa a nerd? No? Oh, okay.
Jason.
Okay. That's why.
Your white rage is getting the better of you today.
That's why I shave.
That's
you know what I mean? That's why I don't
I told my friend the reason why I've gone gray is because Santa's slowly been poisoning us all these years. For every Christmas he comes in your house, he gives a little bit of Santa powder in there, and eventually we all turn white like him, right? White beard.
I mean, someday I'm going to take his job. All right, everybody. Thank you again.
In Gatlinburg.
I'm going to be the Gatlinburg or Star Wars Santa. All right, we'll be back tomorrow, like I said, and I hope everybody enjoys it. See you later.
Hope you enjoy it. Hope you freaking enjoy it. You enjoy it. Enjoy it.
And thank you once again to Eminem, Kanye, and The Weeknd.
My baby, I'm 50 years old. Roll up in my IG, sipping on Cristal.
my mommy, cause I know you a hoe. Miss the sword tramp stamp when you're 30 years old.
The night of Mandalore, I forgot how to tell. My little green